I was listening to it on the way over
here. Yeah, come on. The album review might delete this later. J. Cole drops a surprise album.
I'm gonna call it a tape.
I would say take two, but it's an album. But I will say it's a take two. I would say it's a mixtape. I also, before we get into the album review, that Bryson Tiller album is fire.
I have to hear it. I haven't heard that yet. After him, I gotta play him at least twice.
It's hilarious because the jokes on them. They talk about Big Sean and Bryson Tiller. They not having a good week.
Listen, I kept listening because I've been going over in my group chat. Like when Metro dropped his joint, it was the same day that Tyler dropped her first album. Mm-hmm. I was like, listen, I like it. I play her album's fire. I was like, she picked the wrong day. We not playing R&B today. We playing rap. Yeah. And everybody in my group was like, we playing. I'm like, listen, I understand that, but Kendrick dropped his verse. We talking about rap today. Right. We'll play her tomorrow. Right. So then the same thing happened. I'm like, listen, I get it, Bryson, but we not playing R&B today. We playing rap. I'm sorry, but I gotta play him. And then after I play him at least twice, then I'm gonna move on to Glorilla because she just dropped.
Yeah. And just said it's a good project. But this might delete this later. We about to get into the track list later. Surprise!
I only got one skip.
Hey, it was like 11:50 our time, Eastern time, and I looked down at my phone. I was like, hold up, what? I thought the people were trolling. And I refreshed it. I said, oh, okay, it's here. Then I checked out the music. I'm like, oh, it's time. It's time. From the first song, bro. From the first song, Cole is letting you know he's the best rapper right now. It's not a conversation, debate. That Pricey song was fire, bro. With Gucci Mane and R&S on the hook. When the chorus, bro.
That was Dro on the hook.
And
Gucci did the joint. Gucci did the joint at the end.
That was Dro on the hook, and then R&S on the chorus.
That rollout was crazy because. I'm thinking like the vlogging was just like I didn't know. Yeah, that was fire.
Because we just had Volume 1 and Volume 2, which seemed like freestyle.
And dang near every song, not every song, but for the most part, almost he done preview almost every song.
Nah, he previewed like about
4 tracks, like HYB, 24, Crocodile Tears, and 2001. So it's just like about 4 of them. Mm-hmm. And only 2 of them really got like played, like you can hear full verses.
Then the second song, Crocodile Tears, like you said. And we didn't get to hear the full verse.
Old clip getting slid on. You a mouse pad. Like, what?
He was going crazy on this album, dude. And honestly, for those who are so internet driven and look to the internet to formulate their own opinion, if you were actually looking at the track list and going down the track list, 7-minute drill, people, that's what I like about today, bro. People just skip against a whole body work, went to the 7-minute drill, went to the disc record, and didn't get to hear the full album first. Because
I did play that first. I played that first because I wanted to see what he said. Yeah. Then I went back and played the album.
But I'm just saying to the full album first because I feel like it got overlooked a lot by the blogs and just a lot of people just because they went to that song first. Yeah. And then they speculate how the album was when you really didn't even listen to the album.
You didn't play that joint.
That joint is fire.
One of my coworkers think this is his best work to date.
Honestly, I think it is in his top 3. Because if you really listen to the music, and then if you're a hip hop head, bro, this is that.
That's why I think it's a tape. It's a tape. It's like straight raps. Yeah. He's not really trying to make no songs. The only song on there was the song I skipped is Fever.
And then also,
I don't need reggae Cole.
Yeah,
I don't need that. I'm sorry.
Fever,
like
HYB was
him and Boss don't miss, man. For 10 years, they've never missed. I'll put them up against anybody. If they did like a 10-song album, it'd be too easy. I'm sorry.
They fired together. And then that other song, Steph Mo, he had with Boss. I think the standout song.
Could we with this
vibe? My favorite song on there is P.I., bro. When I'm telling you,
man,
they blacked out, and then I love that he went to get TDE. He went to get TDE on there, and it's time to really rap right. I really love that they.
My only gripe with Pi, my only gripe is because everybody was saying, yo, he had Daylight and Absol and Cole went crazy. I was like, he did, but. It wasn't like he had them duking it out by themselves.
Correct.
Now that's on them. They might have chosen to do a back and forth. They smoked it, but it would have been a more of a test. It was like Daylight do a 16, now Soul do a 16, and then but Cole still went crazy. That illiterate, his album trash. I literate like I can't read.
His punch and his setup and all of those bars, bro, was crazy.
I knew that.
And I felt like that was, and when I listened back to it. I feel like that was a diss to Kendrick, but that was a real diss to any rapper that
I don't
trying
think.
to step
I
out.
think that was anybody because I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, because he had this in the tuck for sure. And then the Kendrick thing was sudden. I don't think that automatically means every bar is now about.
But also too, but prior to though,
and he wouldn't have given us a full dedicated track.
Yeah, for sure. But prior to, Cole has been throwing jabs at anybody who wanted.
I think that's just raps though. Like that's why I hate this about the sub era, the subliminal eras, because now it's like it causes so many unnecessary, especially with the internet. Which is, I mean, we'll get to what J. Cole's talking about, but I kind of get what he's getting at. It causes more issues today than when there aren't really any issues. Back then, dudes will tell you, they talk about you. You know, now it's like so many songs sound like subliminals, but most rappers are just rapping at an imaginary opponent. They're talking about an imaginary person. Like even Jid. When Jay do that verse of Dreamville, and then everybody was like, ooh, see, Jay got smoked. And Jid's like, no, I'm just rapping. Right. Like, stop trying to make this like I'm just rapping. That's what I don't like. Because then that's how Big Sean and Kendrick got into it. When there wasn't any real issues there. But it seemed like every time they rapped, it sounded like they were talking about each other. I agree. And then they talk, it's like, that wasn't about
But in this instance, bro, as far as J. Cole right now, he's talking to
everybody.
That's what I'm saying. He's talking to everybody. He talked about him being in this feature bag. He talked about, hey, how many more verses, best verses is Cole gonna really write?
Yeah.
like.
Listen, I understand that there was a certain community that was going to get upset about a certain line. I knew that was going to happen, and that line was fire. I hope he doesn't apologize. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. I know what you're talking about too. But
that line was fire. I'm sorry.
Just bars, bro. Bars on top of bars.
Then, but him, Daylight and Absol went crazy.
Crazy,
oh my
bro.
Gosh.
Crazy. And what's the third track? Third track is
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, the Joe with Cameron, the Cameron flip.
Hearing Cameron on his beat again, flowing differently. Fire. Wabbit season. Wabbit season. Wabbit season is cool. I like that.
Another my favorite, bro. Another standout is Sticks and Stones.
Sticks and Stones.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Sticks and Stones. That first with a verse from Cold Will.
And that second verse, bro, he blacked out, bro. Blacked out. This whole body of work, and this not just us being Cole fans. This is just hip hop, loving rap. This was an actual full rap tape, if you want to say.
And you can tell he's on a different type of time because like now he got his masters and whatnot. Because Dreamville was under the licensing of under Rock Nation, but this says Cold World.
Yeah.
So this is like he's like fully independent.
Correct.
And this license is under Interscope Records. You know, so I think that's dope. I'm like, if anyone knows anything like about the importance of owning your masters, it's Jay. That's the guy you can ask. That's the guy you can actually negotiate and get your stuff for. So to see that he's got like a whole different thing, like that's like he's definitely moving intentionally
for
different.
Sure. And I respect.
So this and like the fall off is probably gonna be under this Cold World situation.
And then, bro, the rest of the track list, and let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The 7-minute drill, bro. 7-minute drill.
Something like
the direct. I'll say direct
very
shot,
direct.
but you can say warning shot because that's what he said.
Yeah,
but
it felt like a warning shot.
But Cole was going crazy. What gets overlooked about this is that a lot of people look at the beat selection because I do feel like Kendrick's verse and like that was actually tough and like that.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted, and that's Kendrick. But also don't get it confused because he had the production of Metro and Future. Kendrick's gonna do what he do. He made the song as big as it is. I'm not debating that. I'm talking about the production and the song. A lot of people are looking for the beat more so than the lyrics now.
Yeah.
If you listen to what Cole is saying in this 7-minute drill, he's barring things up. And with Kendrick,
but I think you know why I got overlooked is the way he did it. Cause it's a drill that he does, a 7-minute drill. And so basically what he'll either do, he'll tell T-Minus, yo, make a beat in 7 minutes. So it's like, okay, not like, but it's to test your skills. And now T-Minus gotta. And what he does it with himself, like I gotta write a verse in 7 minutes.
Correct.
That's why it's called. So I'm like, maybe I think that's why the beats sound like that. I think maybe had they actually if he didn't do it like a 7-minute thing, if he just sat down, let T-Minus cook up a beat, and he just sat down and just wrote pen to pad, however long it take, I think it would have been different.
He destroyed it anyway.
Yeah.
But that conductor beat, the second beat,
and
to your point, if he raps on that conductor beat, then I think this is a whole nother conversation too. Cause that conductor beat. The second half of that song, oh yeah, your hands might be too short to box with the God. He was snapping.
He
was snapping. 4 albums in 12 years. I can devise.
You know what's actually funny about that?
Talking.
It was really funny because someone put it on Twitter. He was like, Kendrick Lamar has released, out of solo project, Kendrick Lamar has released 6 solo projects in 2011. J. Cole has released 7. I was like, I mean.
Yeah, and Hugh, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I feel like they're both great. They're both great. And I feel like, but also I feel like as great as both of them are, I feel like Kendrick kind of gets higher proclaimed, and then also when in regards to music, he doesn't get the, I wouldn't say slack, but if another artist like J. Cole or Drake was to be gone missing 5-6 years, I like Mr. Morale and Big Steppers. I really personally like that. We talked about that being a 10 for 10 album for us, but it wasn't critically acclaimed to how it will be, how we expected him to after 5-6 years.
Yeah. So, and I think it will be.
And I don't think that Cole is wrong for those statements too.
Oh yeah, well. That was the best angle to go at.
I think that was the best angle because he was talking about. I mean, you drop one verse every 30 months. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, to Kendrick's defense, there was a period where Cole was missing for a minute too. I remember that. It was like 2 years where Cole was missing. Then he kept not on his feature run. He's been like active ever since. But in Kendrick's defense, it might have been the TDE thing. TDE, they've always been on a weird release schedule. You look at any of their artists, all of them have like years between drops. Like Q just dropped for the first time since 2018. SZA, what's the years between Control and SOS? You know what I'm saying? Like Absol dropped for the first time. So I think now that Kendrick's off TDE,
I get it, but
he might be able to
just like you're
do
saying
what he
that.
want.
But just how you're saying that, I feel like I look at that as an excuse, bro. Because
the evidence checks out though.
Because at the end of the day, the people that are in his tier have been consistent. I'm gonna just be real with you, bro. They've been consistent, and I understand the quality of Kendrick's work is top tier, God level. He has an amazing discography, and we can get into that conversation now about Kendrick, about Cole saying "To Pimp a Butterfly."
We knew that wasn't a lie, and that was fine. I'm fine with him lying because that's what you're supposed to. You dissing. We're supposed to cap. Jay-Z said it was trash. Jay-Z didn't mean that. We know it was written as not trash.
Because it sparks the conversation. To your point, it sparks the conversation.
TPAB we know that album is incredible. That's not trash.
It is great.
But the worst part about that whole situation was I had to agree with academics. I was like, the quality of work is not the argument that you want to have, Cole. Because like you said, one guy has yet to put out a non-classic album.
Who?
Kendrick. According to you, I think Mr. Miles is not a classic yet.
I don't think that's a classic yet.
Yeah, but you said it was.
I'm talking about to the masses. I don't know if that's going to be perceived as a classic.
Yeah, that's what I said over time.
He does have a great discography. Yeah. I'm not refuting that. You can't refute that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, listen, Cole, I don't know if this is the right one to go. You got For Your Eyes Only out there. Not everybody likes that album.
But I respect that though. But
I respect it too. I was like, I'm cool with
that. I feel like also if you look at Cole albums, Cole is a 6 platinum artist, 3 with no features. 3 albums with no features went platinum, almost near diamond. So I mean, and then if you look at Cole discography of music too, I mean, you could say it might be a little lesser than Kendrick's, but I mean, you got Forest Hill Drive, you got KOD, you have the All Season. Then you include this album. For Your Eyes Only had Neighbors and Deja Vu on it.
Yeah.
Like Born Center, people overlook Born Center. Born Center is a classic. It's a classic. So it's like
he's got 2.
Both for sure. He got 2. I think he has arguably 3 or 4 because I do feel like KOD is going to be looked at as a classic because guess what? That washed away the Little Pumps. That washed away the Lil Xans, the Lil Peeps, and the rest of peace. Not trying to say it like that, but I'm talking about musically. That took away that era of hip hop, and it brought it back to real hip hop. I think KOD is what ushered that in because that KOD was.
I like that album. I don't know.
I love KOD.
I play it. I don't know if it's a classic.
Off season is going to be a classic over time for sure. In my opinion, off season. I mean, Born Center For Your Eyes Only speaks for itself. Yeah.
I'm gonna go the 2 he got. I'm gonna go for you. I'm gonna go Born Center and Forest Hills for sure.
And I respect that. I respect that.
What was I getting ready to say? I said one of the reasons why I was really excited for this, for them to go at it is because it's like the 3 of them don't really have a legit angle they can go at it because they all check the boxes. You can't say either one of them's broke. You can't see either one of them don't have fans. They don't sell out shows. They don't got good albums. They don't have hits. The only like if you want to beat Kendrick, you're gonna have to out rap him because you can't play with him like he ain't got all these other things. You might have more of some of these other things. You can't say he don't win awards. Like you're gonna have to just out rap him,
right?
Which is fine. They all three of them can do that. That's why I was excited.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to come down to strictly raps.
I agree.
Because there's no other real angle. You can't be like, unless you're gonna lie and be like, this is trash, which I'm cool with. It's rap. You're supposed to be like.
And look, I love Cole, but as a fan of the sport and the competitiveness of hip hop, we wanted to see this.
Yes.
We wanted to see this. And I understand the maturity of him apologizing. I get all the words behind it. Cole is a genuine and humble dude.
Yeah.
Like
being the best wasn't worth his piece.
But my only issue was that you just dropped this amazing body of work that alludes to you being the best rapper. You got
he still is.
And I think he still is for sure.
Yeah.
But you still gotta stand on that, bro. I'm sorry. Right now, it's not the time. That's just me honestly speaking, bro. It's not the time. This is lyrical warfare. Lyrical warfare. We haven't had a good lyrical warfare since. I'm talking about since Beans and Jada Kiss. And we had
Drake and Meek and Drake and Push.
I know that. But I'm talking about.
And for those that were paying attention, we had Lupe and Royce, but not everyone might have been paying attention.
It didn't stop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I'm not. We just want the best of the best to be competing, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's all I want to see.
So my piece on it is, as a fan of hip hop, I'm definitely like, I definitely wanted to see that. So it was two things. One, Cole has already told. I think had there been real smoke between them, then it'd been like, Because Cole already told us, he said, if I smoke a rapper, it's going to be legit. It won't be for clout. It won't be for fame. It won't because it's not selling the same. He's already kind of told us, like, his intentions with that. Number one thing I've been saying from listening to what he said in the explanation, and some folks just aren't going to get it, so, I'll try, is conviction wins 10 times out of 10. Now, I don't know if Cole is saved, but from when it sounds like he's got a relationship with Christ. And so we are called to be different. We're called to be salt and light, and we can't. The Bible says, "Don't be conformed to the ways of this world." Like we can't do what the world does all the time. And so it's like conviction wins 10 times out of 10. It's like we want. If somebody says something to you, they say something, you say something back to them, and when God is hitting at you like that, it feels like this. So you gonna deal with that, right? Mm-hmm. So you gonna take care of that, right? That's how it feels, and it's gonna keep feeling like that until you deal with it. And I'm saying like I'm telling you. No. Listen, go back to what he said. Go back to what he said. Everybody's not gonna get that. Like we can't care about what everyone else feels.
That's true.
It's like when I said in my sermon, we care about we live for an audience.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like when conviction hits like that, it wins 10 times out of 10, yo.
And that's why I said
like when you can't sleep.
Hugh, as a human, as a person, I feel exactly what he's saying. Yeah. Because he's a genuine humble.
But don't get me wrong, I wanted to see
But I'm only saying that, the only reason why I'm saying that, and I'm sure other people will agree and maybe disagree, is that we already got into the combat.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Say for instance that this didn't drop and he said that, then cool. You know what I'm saying? I just feel a way about it and not about.
But you can even tell in the way that he approached it. Yeah, even in the way that he approached it.
You right, even in the bar.
Like you smoked. You said he smoked him, but I'm like, even not him, but you say he smoked him, but even he felt like that wasn't like really his like.
It was a one shot.
You know. And so, but I'm just like, that's like, and most people just won't get that, and that's fine. But like, when conviction hits, it wins 10 times out of 10. I promise you.
He's just not on that.
Yeah.
He's not on that. But also, I mean, like I said, as a fan,
for sure,
I am definitely selfish in that aspect.
Yeah.
I would be.
I'm selfish in that aspect. I want to see
in that aspect because we just want to see the best of the best. You know, duke it out.
Yeah, and I think the internet plays a different level today than it did back then.
That's true.
First of all, most of those guys were street guys. They had legit issues with each other. They just chose to take it to the mic. Beans and Jada were real street guys. Jay and Nas real street guys. I forgot who else you want to name. Mm-hmm. Like real street dudes. 50 and Job. Mm-hmm. Well, 50 at least was a real street dude. And so, but the most you had as far as like hearing outside people's opinion was the radio.
Right.
You know, but how they said it now
the word
it's like you can see the negativity in real time, and that might have been messing with him. It's like, yo, man, like I don't know where this could go, like, cause the internet plays a factor in things. Like this could really take this somewhere it's not supposed to. We say it's competitive, and it might start that way, and then like you say you give your best shot, and that dude is like, and you hear the internet get a hold of it, memes, all that other stuff. Now other dude is sitting over there like really feeling the way, and then it takes a whole different turn you expect it to go. So that might have been his. That might have been it.
But like you said,
because that's really my guy. I don't really got no real.
And that's why I didn't feel a problem with it outside looking in, because I felt like he did a great job with stating, all right, this is why I'm the best rapper. Hey, I'm gonna show you this. But also,
listen,
I love you, bro. But do you want to do this? But
rap is still braggadocious. So it's like I'm not gonna be a guy that's like not gonna take his bars from now on seriously, because rap has always been braggadocious, and you're always supposed to talk to some imaginary opponent in some form of way. So it's not gonna make his stuff that I hear less credible to me. I'm also not gonna be a fake fan and not play the fall off. Like, not gonna do that. The fall off drops, I'm 100% gonna play it. And if he goes on tour, this is the last Cole album, the last Cole tour. You dudes on the internet tweaking. Like, he will be missed. If he puts out one more album, I'm not gonna let this stop me from going to go play that.
But that's what I don't like about the internet, because you get one person to say it, and that's all it takes. It's
career suicide.
It's a ripple effect. People can't formulate their own opinions, bro. So as soon as people get on Instagram and they see that's what everybody's saying, of course, everybody.
If you tell me I get one more Cole album, which I don't think he'll fully retire, rappers really don't, but I'm like, if you're telling me this is the last Cole album and possibly turn into the last Cole tour, I 100% going to play it. Like, huge J. Cole fan, top 5 favorites.
Let's keep it a bean. You got bloggers out here that's sitting there talking about that now he's not in the big three just based off of that. It's weird, bro. It's just we're in a weird space.
Because the big three was based off way more than just like
just
rapping.
Way more than and
because they're not. I don't think all of them are the best rappers out of their class.
Him apologizing takes away from his rapping credibility.
It doesn't.
And that's what blows me. 1 second they love you, 1 second they hate you. Because
rappers that rap about guns, they don't be on none of that. Like, all rappers are liars, man. I can tell you that. That's their job. Their job is to make stuff.
I just don't like that. I don't like how the blogs try to.
Science is killing me, but I'm thugging it out. We gotta talk about this.
Yeah, hitting the narrative.
But yeah, shout out to Cole, man. It's disappointing. It for sure is. And these jokes gotta fly. I get it. The jokes gotta fly. Yeah. The jokes definitely gotta fly.
Shout out to Cole, because he just dropped an amazing album.
Yeah, this
don't let that be overseen.
This is fire. Like 100% bars for days. Can play it over and over again. I gotta stop playing it so I can play other stuff. But I'm trying to, that's how good it is.
It is.
But yeah, shout out to Cole, man, because he's gonna be missed. And I remember there was a point where he just wasn't around as much, and now he's been around so much. So I've been appreciating it. So
now I'm very interested in what Drake is going to say.
Yeah, you got one more drag in the slate.
Now it's about to get.
And I'm interested to see if Kendrick does still fire off.
Yeah.
Because Cole was like, listen, I'm with it.
Facts.
And who knows it? Maybe Kendrick fires off. Maybe it'll inspire Cole to change his mind.
Yeah. We shall see.
We'll see.
I don't know. We shall see.
All
right. Bronny declares for the NBA draft. Is it too soon?
Yes. Now, I see what he's doing. He's trying to keep his eligibility. That way, if no team bites, he can go back to college and transfer. But with what his dad has said, if I get you, I get him for a season. So what do you think is going to happen in the draft?
Correct.
Someone's going to draft him.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just like, it's not going to be fair to Bronny.
Yeah, I don't think this whole situation.
And playing with your dad is different. He's no longer your dad. He's your teammate now.
And I don't think it's fair to Bronny, because
it's not.
Like, look what you have to look up to, what you have to do, what you have to accomplish. He's always going to be looked under a microscope based on his father.
And I think he's only trying to do it now because his dad's not going to play that long.
Correct.
And I'm like, is this about you playing with him, or is this about him actually being the best he can be in the pro when he's actually ready? I'm not saying he can't. Like, look, it took Giannis 4 years to finally get become somebody.
And I think another thing that put a lot
but it's like, yo.
I think a lot of what put pressure on LeBron was just that tweet LeBron, tweeted out like, hey, look, my son can play on the NBA team right now. and do what these dudes are doing.
And some folks think he can. They think he's not aggressive enough.
And I'm also speaking it from the health standpoint too, what he just went through, recently with the scare and health on the basketball court. It's just like it's tough, and I feel like he can be a good player, but I feel like it's still going to take time for him to develop his game, and I do feel like I feel like it's too soon, but because in general, bro, like the competitive, it's very competitive in college. But on the NBA level, it is different.
And college is where you develop as a player. It's where you develop.
Yeah, facts.
If he does transfer, where does he go?
I don't. That's a good question. I feel like he should go somewhere the way he can really shine, bro. I don't feel like it should be these high-ranked or high-powered schools. You know what I'm saying? They already have depth. They already have the players from 2028. They already getting. So I don't think he should go to any of those teams because it's probably not going to benefit him in the long run. Because I feel like what he needs to have under his belt is starting time, more minutes. Because I think he's a defensive menace. Everything else in the basketball is the flow of the game, but I do feel like he has a defensive niche. I feel like he can be like one of the players in the league that of like Patrick Beverly that can get you a bucket. But also, he's going to play defense and going to guard one of the best players. I think that's his potential. But as of right now, as an overall game, I don't think he's there yet.
Yeah, I don't think he's ready for the NBA. But
yeah, I don't know.
I hope the best for him. That's all I want.
For sure. South Carolina defeats Iowa. Defeats Iowa. Hey, man. Amazing season. Amazing WNBA's
38-0 is elite.
Season for the women.
Yes. 38-0 is elite.
Elite, bro.
That's insane.
Like, shout out to South Carolina.
Anybody. Shout out to Dawn Staley. First African American woman, by the way, but 3 chips.
3 chips, 2 in the last couple years. And, I mean, just an amazing feat. And what I really loved about the South Carolina team, too, as well, is that, like, I think Cardoso, it's like, now they're about to shift in all these freshmen and sophomores who just got experience in this game and that was hooping. It's only sky's the limit. It's only sky's the limit because I don't think how many seniors that they have in this class. I know they let a lot go of last class, but Cardoso, from my knowledge, is only like one of the seniors that are leaving.
Yeah.
But that's amazing.
Listen, shout out to Iowa, but y'all will not be back.
Yeah, because Caitlin Clark, man.
Y'all will not be back. When I tell you, like, that was definitive proof that you cannot win with one player.
For sure.
Fam, South Carolina had 37 bench points. Iowa had none. The entire game. I'm like, can no one else get a bucket?
You can't win like that.
You can't win. And then it's like, and I tweeted this, and I was exaggerating, but I'm like, Caitlin Clark has to average 15 assists in WNBA. Because she be throwing dimes, but her teammates don't finish the play. I be like, oh my gosh. Sure. I think of all the missed layups that happen. I'm like, bro.
And then you can't.
Like, that's got to be frustrating.
And then you can't just have one player that's ball dominant and can make their own shot. You need to have
to the point where she has to play all 48 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, how many minutes is it?
And that's how, also, that is a testament how great she is, because if you really look at the scope of things, like, she's really carrying that team just off of her having the ball in her hand and making plays. And, like, her playmaking is out of this world. And that goes into the conversation now. She's been back-to-back. She didn't win the championship, but she got there. But a lot of people want to say that she's the greatest WNBA player ever. Women's, I don't think so, because I do feel like you need to have some ships based on the people that we like, Breonna Stewart, like Maya Moore, like those who have the championships.
I gotta put her top 4. She broke too many records.
Yeah, she is. She's definitely in the top 3 or top 5. But when you really look at it, you got Cheryl Miller. You do have those legendary greats. They got the ship. Yeah. Because that's what we hold. We hold a lot of people in high regard if they don't have that hardware. You have all the accolades in the world. If you don't have that hardware, people look at you differently.
It's the team thing, though. Iowa didn't have the support. They didn't have it last year. They didn't have it this year. They just didn't have the supporting cast to really.
I think this game in particular, yes, because the other games, bro, I ain't gonna lie, they were holding their own. Especially the center Stokely, she was doing her thing throughout this whole tournament. And then also, like, their perimeter shooters, I think 24 and number 20.
They couldn't buy a basket. Again, I said it last episode. The women are going to ruin this for themselves because there's too many former players like DT and Sue Bird and Lynette. I gotta look her name up, but she said something about her record. It was just so phony. Oh my gosh, Lynette.
You're just talking about the hating that's going around.
Yeah, and it's like y'all are going to ruin this. Like it's different when Lynette Woodard. Like it's different when the men do it, cause it's like the NBA gonna be fine. Whether Shaq likes Dwight Howard or not, the people are gonna watch the NBA. Y'all have worked so hard to get women's basketball where it is, and y'all wanted it to be like this. She, like Dawn Staley said, I'm glad Dawn gave her flowers. She uplifted the sport, yo. Not saying that other people didn't. That 2020 class is crazy.
Right.
But it's like she uplifted the sport. And y'all sitting on here hating. It's like, let's just not watch women's basketball then. If y'all gonna act like that. See. If it's all this stuff.
And that's what we don't want.
Yeah, it's like, it's gonna go back to that. The men the men can do that and survive. I don't know if y'all can do that and survive. That's true.
Because now she shined the light on everybody else that are great and that deserve their credit.
It was hating on the big three.
But she brought a lot of eyes to women's basketball.
She did. She uplifted the sport, yo. She did. Like be grateful for that. Other people did it too, and like you can just tell people mad that it wasn't them. Yes, and it's like, yo, man. That's true. Like women's basketball has been great, but now people are paying attention. You gotta give most of that credit to Caitlin Clark. Yeah, you cannot hate on her. Like it just sucks. What she said something about my record hasn't been broken because you can't duplicate what you're not duplicating. I was like, what? What does that even mean? She said if you don't have a men's ball and a 2-point shot, then people start clapping. I'm like, she sounds like but people what are you talking about?
Finding reasons to hate and
like, come on, yo. Like, and then it's like all these legends like DT, like, come on, Deanna. Like, come on. Like, come on. And Sue, like, what are y'all talking about, yo? Cheryl Swoops. And it's like, she uplifted the sport, yo. Like, I'm sorry it wasn't you. But it's like, it's here now.
That's true.
Embrace it. Because, like, if y'all don't, then it's like, it might go back. We might not even, like, who wants to, like, we're going to keep watching? The men can get away with it. Because we're going to watch the NBA. But it's here now. Embrace this. Like, don't ruin it. That's my whole thing.
I completely agree.
Like, I don't want to see, like, women's basketball fall back to the wayside. Because it's been so great to watch. They got so many stars. I hope they continue to have so many stars. Heck, UConn just signed #1 recruit out of high school. So, they can be lit.
And we got a lot to look forward to, especially Juju. We got the guards from South Carolina. Paige come back. It's beautiful to see, and I hope, and it will continue. But like you said, we got to continue to shine the light on others. And I hate. That's what we at with it. Man, WrestleMania. Before we get out of here, WrestleMania. All right, I was in tune to this WrestleMania. It's been like we just
WrestleMania was lit.
Like
the first time I watched it, I don't know how long. I gotta run it because I can't breathe.
That's
but oh my gosh,
clutch! It brought me back to childhood memory days, bro. Because we've strayed away. I'm talking about our age, strayed away from wrestling. Just because the top people that we idolize and love, they weren't in the sport anymore, or it wasn't being
how can I say? You found out it was fake.
Right, and then
like you can see how fake it is, but
with social media,
I forgot how entertaining it was.
Exactly.
Oh my lord!
Exactly. And
then, oh my lord, that was entertaining.
And I think it's directly alluded to the people that we grew up on as far as the wrestlers. Like we had the Hardy Bros. We had
yesterday
Prime John Cena.
So
like Stone Cold.
I tapped in because I'm like, yo, what The Rock has been doing the last month has just been nuts. Like I gotta watch.
The Rock.
So I watched him and Roman Reigns. They beat Cody and Seth Rollins. Yep. Then last night I'm watching. Are they fighting? I mean, is they wrestling? Is Roman versus Cody? And every now and then another Samoan wrestler comes out to help Roman. And I tweeted, "It's John Cena," and I was just joking. I wanted to see who someone would tweet me back like. And then 5 minutes later, 10. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's John Cena!" I was like, "What?"
In the ring with The Rock.
Then The Rock came out. And then as they were going out, I was like, bruh, if a bell rings, my favorite wrestler, I said, if a bell rings, I'm going to break my TV right now. And 2 minutes later, gong. I was like, oh my lord. I was like, there's no way.
One of the best intros in
and then they went pitch black, and he was just standing behind. I'm like, The Undertaker is the greatest wrestler of all time to me. I'm like, he's standing behind The Rock. So I was like, Triple H, you are goated for this. Like, you are forever goated for this. This is insane. I forgot how entertaining this was.
And I think the direction in which
that
it's
was
going
insane.
now is way better. I think we starting to really cherish the legendary acts, bro. And like you just said to begin with, The Rock, what The Rock has done, he kind of revamped. He
elevates it every time. And people were mad at him at first because like he wanted Roman to win. But I'm like, The Rock is the people's champ for a reason. When the people want something, he gives the people what they want. So they pivoted and they turned it around to make it so that Cody wins. Yeah. Because that's what the people wanted to see. So I always champion The Rock for that. He's the people's champ for a reason. He always gives the people what they want to see. Fact. He never like just ignores what the crowd says and what the crowd wants to do his own thing. It's like this is what the people want. The power belongs to the people. That's why he's the people's champ. So, but that was his man.
What do you feel like is the best storyline ever in the WWE? What is the best storyline?
I don't know. I wasn't really tapped into it. Apparently, this Cody thing had been happening for 2 years. I wasn't aware.
Oh no, I'm talking about in general. Oh. In general.
I don't know.
I would say The Rock and Stone Cold.
I'm an Undertaker guy.
And Undertaker and Kane. That's why I would say those two stories.
But The Rock and Stone Cold is lit. Or The Rock and Triple H.
Oh, bro, no. The DX days, bro. Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
We got in so much trouble for doing that in school.
Nah, for real. But the DX era was crazy.
Seeing Triple H without hair doesn't sit right with me.
You said what?
Facts. It really doesn't.
Facts. Nah.
He had a lot of hair.
It don't, bro. It don't. Then the pedigree, bro. Nah, we lived, bro. Look at right. We lived in wrestling's prime. I will say that. I will say that for sure.
But man, like I think after last night, I'm gonna try to tap in a little bit more. Not just on WrestleMania, because I think it's still Monday and Friday, and it's like I forgot how entertaining wrestling was, man. Like facts. that was incredible to watch. I gotta go one day. Deshaun, my homie Deshaun was at the joint.
Shout out.
So that's WrestleMania. Hopefully I can go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try. That was incredible.
That was. You already know, man. Thursday 5 p.m. Eastern time. Tap in with us. Yeah.